Welcome back, everybody. My name is Jeremy Shirazee and I'm your friend in the Perth Property Market. And we are in the beginning of October and the data for September is out. So let's have a look and see what is happening. Stock levels are at an all-time low in WA at the moment, with only 4,895 properties listed for sale. That is literally the lowest I've seen it in 14 years of selling in this industry, and lower than 5,000 properties is just blowing my mind. So to give you a breakdown of that, 2,289 of those properties for sale are houses, 1,410 of those are units, and the remaining 1,196 blocks are land. So realistically, we've only got about 3,700 residences or dwellings for sale in which people can inhabit. So that is just unbelievably low. Again, it's a 30-year low, and it's definitely the lowest I've seen it in 14 years. If you've been consuming any of my content, you know back in February, I think it was, when we hit 7,000 properties in the Perth metro area, I was losing my mind, going, this is insane, this isn't sustainable, how are we going to make it? Well, now there's less than 5,000, so that obviously says a lot for where Perth is at right now. 4 weeks ago, it was 5,131. Again, extremely low. We're about 20 or 200 less than that now. The same week last year, we had 8,117 properties for sale. So we're sitting at about, 55, 60%. I'm not going to say half, that's a bit of an exaggeration, but round up to 5,000 properties. There's a lot less on the market than this time last year. And this time last year was a seller's market. So we are just seeing unprecedented words, language, English. I'm great at it. It's been a really long day. It's been like a 13-hour day, so forgive me if English isn't my strongest language right now, even though it's my only one. Looking at properties that were sold this week, 852 sales this week. Same week last year, 683 property sales. So sales numbers are up, and if we're looking at averages when it comes to Perth, 500 to 600 property sales per week is probably an average overall. So sales numbers are way up, our stock levels are way down, and if you've been seeing again any of my content in the past, you know that my opinion is that Perth sits at 11 to 13,000 properties in the Perth metro area in a neutral 1% growth per annum market. So what does this mean? Well, not only do we need to get over double the stock on the market overnight to throw us into a neutral market, we actually need more than that, because even if we got 6,000 properties on the market overnight to hit us basically 11,000 at the start of a neutral market, notifications, thank you, the start of a neutral market, 1,000 of those just about going to be soaked up in a week. So we're going to be back down below that. So realistically, we need probably 3 times the amount of stock on the market by the time it gets soaked up over the course of a month to throw us into a neutral market. And obviously that's just not happening at the moment. And the trend is sales going up, stocks coming down. So it is definitely an interesting time in Perth at the moment. Now, another record which has just been achieved is that the average house price in Western Australia or the Perth metro area is $570,000. That is the highest it's been recorded. And I can hear the people over east laughing at us, going, $570,000. Yeah, a bit shy of the average over there in Melbourne and Sydney. So, over here we're feeling it. Over there, I can see why Perth is screaming great value. The average unit price is about $400,000, and the average days on market in Perth right now is 9 days. That's insanely quick. I still remember when the average days on market in Perth was around 30 days, and then I think at one point it was up near 70 days or 80 days in my career. So 9 days on market is blindingly fast. And keeping in mind that there's a lot of agents which are selling stuff in 1, 2 or 3 days, and they're boasting about it on social media and online. If you're selling something in 24 to 36 hours or whatever it might be, there's a high chance that most of the buyers haven't had a chance to look at the property yet. So if your agent is pushing you to sell a property in such a short time frame, I dare say they don't really have a process for getting you the maximum return in a market like this. And I do have a video coming out on that, which I will do soon. If I've done it by the time I've released it, it'll be here. If there's nothing there, it means I haven't done it yet, so watch this space. Looking at the averages for rent. Now, the average rental amount is $595 per week for a house and $550 per week for a unit. So obviously a great return on investment there if your average unit price is $400,000 and your rent's $550 versus your house price at $570K and your rent at $595 per week. But the amount of properties for rent is still unbelievably low. 1,679 properties are available for rent in Perth today. Today being the 4th of October. Apologies if this is coming out a week or so afterwards. We had a look at the financial review today as well. Now, apparently inflation has hit its peak, but it's still considered too high. So there's likely to come another rise in November after the recent hold that we had. I think the recent hold was just to kind of, tread water while everything's a bit uncertain, as it has been for too long. But it is predicted that we're going to have another rate rise in November, and a lot of the big banks like AMP and CBA are tipping rates to reduce, but not until mid next year. So if you're hanging on for dear life over East because your mortgages are high and your rates are high, well, you've probably got a little while to see it out or to tough it out. But in WA, honestly, it doesn't seem to really be bothering us. I mean, it bothers us because obviously, interest rates go up, affordability comes down, but I think what I'm seeing on the ground in WA at the moment is that buyer sentiment is extremely strong, like abnormally strong, from locals and from people over East as well. And guys, my other market update video that I did, thank you very much for watching it. I had an overwhelming response from people in WA and over East, and heaps of people have actually gone out and Googled me to try and find my contact number and give me a call and say hello. And guys, you're welcome to get in touch if you have any questions or want to have a chat about the market. But I appreciate you watching these videos, and I appreciate your support and your questions as well, because I want to come up with some more content for you guys too. Back on the ground, what's happening? Competition is extremely fierce. We're probably getting between 5 to 15 offers per property on each property. And what I'm noticing is that the buyers that are ready to go all in are coming out on top. The buyers which are just dipping their toe in the water at the moment are obviously just missing out on 3, 4, 5, 6 properties before they're finding themselves ready to kind of commit fully into a specific property at a premium. So competition is fierce at the moment. Subject to sale purchases are struggling. Unless they're backed by a very good agent and they have a good strategy. But watch this space. That is another topic I want to cover on this channel, just to try and help some of you out there that are looking to try and upsize or downsize or relocate, and you're having to sell to be able to use the funds from that sale to purchase. It is a really challenging time for you in Perth at the moment, and hopefully I can give you guys some tips on how to come out a little bit better or increase your chances of success. Another thing I'm noticing is that sellers are taking shortcuts when it comes to selling, whether it be the agent that they're choosing, the strategy, the presentation, the marketing, and they're kind of under this illusion that the market will do the work, because it's an easy mindset to buy into. Less than 5,000 properties on the market, and those stock levels are reducing. Sales are strong. Property's going to sell itself, right? Well, you're not wrong. Any agent, a new guy at school right now could probably sell your house. Might mess up the contracts, might expose you to more risk, but pretty much any agent in Perth right now can sell your property. But can they sell it well? Are they going for a fast sale or a smart sale? Obviously we know which one we want to go for. Do they have the process in place and the strategy in place, and obviously the discipline to be able to market your property in the right way to get the most buyers through and generate the most competition and obviously get you the best price? And that's where a lot of sellers are shortcutting. They're going for the cheapest agent that promises them the highest price with the lowest marketing fees, that's not really worried about presentation. They can get you on the market almost instantly and get you sold in 2 or 3 days. Anyone can do that, but I think you need to look out for the right agent that's got your best interests at heart, and they're not just looking for a quick buck. So guys, again, I look to do another video on how to maximize your sale price in this current market. And again, I will be coming back to you with a bit more information there as well. Got a bit of a summary for today, so we're keeping it short and sweet. In summary, stock levels in Perth are at an all-time low and they keep dropping. Sales are consistently up. WA's household spend on accommodation is lower than Melbourne and Sydney. Therefore, a lot of the interest rate rises or holds that we've had aren't affecting us as much, because locals just tend to have a bit more of a buffer compared to those over east. We've got more room to spend more money on accommodation than they do on the East Coast. Immigration is still extremely strong. Around 77,000 people came into WA in the last 12 months. Employment opportunities are aplenty. There is heaps of work here. Perth is apparently growing at around 1.3% every month. So even if we're conservative with that number, we could be seeing a 10 to 12% increase in the next 12 months. And most people that you're going to talk to in the market are predicting a bit more growth than that. So really, there's only one direction for Perth, and that seems to be up. There's plenty of people out there saying that, hey, we could, the interest rate rises and the things around the world that are happening are going to see us, fall into this massive hole. I don't know about you right now. I just can't see it for Perth. Maybe there are other cities and there are other places that are going to feel more hurt, but right now, Perth just seems to be strength after strength, and I'd love to hear your comments down below. Do you think it's going to change anytime soon? Guys, there's your October wrap-up, looking at the data from September. Does that make it a September wrap-up? I don't know. We'll figure it out. But guys, thank you very much for watching. My name is Shirazee, and I'm your friend in the Perth property business. If you need a hand with property locally, you know who to talk to. I look forward to speaking to you soon, guys.